Hello again, everyone. I've been having another little play this morning. I discovered I'd got a few new Gummiapan dies I hadn't opened. So I've just opened this Christmas tree, this teddy, and this sack. And I thought to myself, Christmas sack, why don't we have the teddy poking out of the sack? So I'll just get rid of the packets for the minute, and I've cut a couple of teddies, I've cut a sack, and I've cut 3 trees. So I intend stacking the 3 trees to make them a little bit more substantial, and I thought I would put the lot onto this kind of taggy thing, another Gummiapan die. So that's that. So what I was thinking was the tree, as it's going that way, let's make it look sort of further away, that they're kind of hanging off the tag. But have the sack down here somewhere with the teddy in it. And I've just snipped there so that his hand can come over the top of the sack. So he can be kind of there like that. And then a little bit of nonsense, you know, a bit of stamping this. I just dug out a whole bunch of Gummiapan stamps and whatnot. This one I thought would be nice until I saw the date was the 11th of July. I thought, I don't think, you know, July is quite Christmas. This one, I don't know what it says. This one is just a blotch of colour. I thought that one I could use. It's just a splodge. I could use that on the background. This one, again, it's just a bunch of, you know, mixed media type background stuff. So I thought I might have a bit of that around. And over here, I've got a tiny little snowflake stamp. This one, look how small. It says ho, ho, ho. And I thought that could kind of go here and there. And this one says Merry Christmas. And I thought perhaps I could stamp that, cut it out and add that as a little bit of extra add-ons. So on my card here, what I was just doing was playing around, messing around, looking for colours of my markers and things. And this bit is what I thought I might try with the sack. I would try a couple of markers basically to colour the sack in, and then overstamp it with this thing. This is an indigo blue stamp, and it's just kind of distressed meshy sort of stuff, and I just thought it would give a nice little bit of texture on the bag. Those couple of greens and the darker brown from one of these for the conifer, for the tree. These 2 lighter ones for the teddy. And I've cut 2 because I thought if I keep the white eyes in the back one, I'll just put a bit of tape on the back of there to make sure I don't lose those eyes. And then I can take the ones out of the top layer and the white will be nice and clean behind. So let's just pop that behind there to hold on to those eyes. They're in at the minute, but they are completely cut out, so I can just pop them out of the top one. So there we go. Those eyes should remain in. So I can colour all over this. Don't have to worry about the eyes now, keeping them white, because the white ones will be behind. I think that's kind of as far as I've thought. Oh, I've cut out a few snowflakes. These are one of Gummiapan's tiny little dies. I'm not sure. I don't think that was a free one. I think that, I don't know. That may have been a purchased one. I'm not over sure. So let's kind of just get going with this. I'll stick my trees together first, I think. And I think for this, I will use, as they're so, you know, intricate, I will use Natalie's method with the old basting brush. So there's a little white glue. Here's my trimmed pastry brush. Just little dots on the end of each bristle, and then I can transfer that glue to the tree. It gets the same sort of coverage that you get actually with microdots. Okay, let's put one on top of that. Going to be quite tricky to match this up, I think. Oh, I don't know. Going quite well. Right, just needs a little alignment. Crikey, that went together really well. Excellent. Okay, let's do the next layer. I am amazed how well this has aligned. Wonderful. I thought I was going to have a bit of trouble. Okay. Lovely. That's that. I've only cut one of these. I'm thinking one might be okay. Let's do a bit of colouring of this. So for this one, where's my crib sheet? I wanted BR1 and BR2. Right. BR1 and BR2. Okay. Right. Let's do this. I'm just going over where the cut lines are at the minute because I think that will be where the shadow is. Oops, my finger's got a bit of glue on the end. Let's try the other colour. It's not bad actually, is it? Let's put a bit more of the darker one on again. Okay, we just blend that in. I did wonder about using some distress ink to colour the sack. But, you know, the finish that you get is kind of matte. It's a matte finish. And although I could have used distress glaze or something, when you use markers, you get more of a sheen, which is what I was kind of after. So what I want to do over the top of this is to try, obviously it's got to be frayed burlap on a sack, hasn't it? And stamp this one over the top. See what an effect we get. Let's just hope that the colour is deep enough to show up on this sack. I can just see it. And that is really rather a nice effect. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just got a bit of texture over it. I think that's great. Okay, so we've got our sack. Now we could do with our teddy. Let's just wipe this mat. I can get alcohol inks off with alcohol later if it doesn't come off straight away. Right, let's do the teddy. Both of them will need to have that arm freed. So it's just a question of snipping right there so that can be raised. The top one will have no eyes in. I did do the right one. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one with the tape on. Okay, so when it's over the top, you'll have nice little white eyes and I can put the pupils in later. So the colours I chose for the bear to be slightly in contrast with the sack are E240 and E220. So I'm never sure which colour is which as far as deeper one is concerned. Yeah, that's the darker one. This is the darker one. Okie dokie. So I'm not going to have to colour all of him in actually, because he's a lot of him is going to be tucked inside the sack, so we won't have to do a whole bunch. I think I'd like an even lighter ear. I need a lighter colour still. So let's go to 210. Oops. Yeah, that'll do. Just inside the ears and a bit on his face round there. Okay. Now we need a tiny black nose. Okay. Let's have a look. I might cut this arm off because I don't want it to show. It's got to look as if it's tucked inside the sack, so I'll cut that one off about halfway down. Okay. A really fine line now for the eyes. Put my glasses on. There's his little eyes, bless him. He's sweet. Oh, lovely. Just wondering if I need a bit more definition around the outside of this bear. Let's just put the lighter of the two ones for that. Right, we'll join these two together. Same again, I think. Isn't he sweet? Just chop this other hand off. I may want to get him really close to the edge of the sack, which is why I'm cutting that off. Okay. You can shape die cuts with your fingers. You know, I often use an embossing tool to do it, but you can just move them around a little bit with your fingers. You see what I mean? I didn't want that hand there being in the way of that. Let's have a look at this, just see what we look like. He's quite nice, isn't he? Let's do the tree next. Okay, pop this over on one side and we'll colour in this tree. So for that, I've got GY42 and GY8, and I said I would use the deepest of these earth tones for the trunk. Okay, might use two of them actually, we'll see. Do this first. There we go. Does look better with two colours on, I must confess. Right, now then, these two, the darker one is 42, so I'm going to do more on the left-hand side underneath of the branches, underneath side, vaguely. Okay. Okay. I just did some green going up over the trunk because there would be branches coming this way, wouldn't there? So I just thought I'd just add a little bit of the dotty bits, you know. You can imagine they're the branches coming this way. Okay. I think that will do. Let's pop those away and have a look and see what that looks like on our panel. It's not bad, is it? And the colour's in keeping because I used some of the same colours as I used in the sack. So now I want to use some of these in the background. So let's just put those on one side for a moment. And I thought I would just, I'm not sure about this one. It's just kind of a splodge and it's a very solid colour, but we'll just have a go. I'm going to use some pumice stone. Just give this a wipe. Give it a proper wash later. I want to use this as well. Let's just see. I'll do this from the edge. Bit of sellotape on my finger. Looks a bit of a mess at the minute. Let's just see. Let's try this one. And this one actually has got a right and a wrong way up. There's some numbers just there. So I've put a little arrow so that I know, you know, it's difficult to see when you just look anywhere on it. Let's just see what this one does. Yeah, that's better. Let's use the bottom bit of it. Not straight, Christine. Don't care for it not being straight. Could do it again. Still not quite right. That's all right. Something around this side. I don't know if I've got enough Gummiapan stuff to do all that, so I might use a little bit of one of my background stamps. Just wondering if I should use this one that I used on the sack. Perhaps I will. Let me just clean this off. Use pumice stone again. That's all right. I love that. It's a lovely stamp. Right, let's just have a look and see. That gives him a little halo around his face, doesn't it? Let's just stamp a Merry Christmas and see where we go with that. Here's my Merry Christmas. I thought I'd have some ho-ho-hos as well. Now, very, very tiny. Let's get a little block. Now, because these stamps have no backing, it's just the rubber, I just go with a smear of glue stick and then pop it onto a block like that. So a bit of scrap. This is going to go onto a 5x7 card. Right, I'm thinking embossing gold. I'm in the mood for a little gold. I'm just wondering whether we might have a bit of gold around the tag thing. We'll see. We will see. So Versamark. This might be a bit on the small side. We will see. Can't tell what's there, but we'll emboss it anyway and hope for the best. Looks pretty good. Give it a little shimmy. The little shimmy just allows any grains of powder to have another chance at grabbing a bit of the sticky ink. I don't know if you can see this, but the quality of that stamp is fabulous. Often when you're heat embossing stuff, the embossing looks kind of pitted, but on a really good quality stamp, it comes out beautifully rounded on the top. It is absolutely lovely. So let's just have another look at this. Poor old Ted's fallen out of his bag, out of his sack. That can go there, that can go there, that can go there. The Merry Christmas I thought could go up there somewhere. So I'll cut this out, and I'm just wondering, actually, I think what I may do is, where's my little tiny, tiny, tiny stamp of a snowflake? Here it is. Look at it. Titchy. I might stamp some of these in gold and have those kind of around the place. Whether I would use these or not, I don't know. They look a bit big. We'll see. Yes, let me do this while I think about it. Where's the way in? There it is. See why I keep it in the packet. Lots of things I don't keep in packets because I haven't got space to keep things in packets. But if they're very tiny like this, I would lose them totally if it wasn't for the packaging. Right, let's just do a little bit of this. Anti-static treatment. Versamark. Oh, that does smell nice, that stuff in there. Wish you had smelly vision. Oh, moved. I'm afraid it is sliding around a little bit on there. Let's just see what we've got so far. Oh, we're nice. Look, that's lovely. We'll heat set this much and see what we need thereafter. Just see how we're going. It's not liven it up. Probably put that one where the sack's going to go. Never mind, we'll always do some more. Wasn't really thinking. Yes, we have one there. And maybe one down here. Okay. Right. Now I want to cut out my Merry Christmas. I want to attach that somewhere. I think I'll do this. Just cutting it out, and I might just distress the edges a trifle. And when I want to distress edges of stuff, I'll just get my scissors and just drag towards me with the edge of the blade. The sharp bit, the sharp side. I do have a little gizmo somewhere that you're supposed to just drag along, but I find that, you know, using my scissors is just as easy, really. And I would like a bit of gold on that. Oh, isn't that lovely? Right, gold gilding wax. Never more than an arm's reach away. Might need to get out to clean one of these. I've had this one going for quite a long time. Right, let's get a bit of gold on the edge of this. I'm going to have to hold it with tweezers, otherwise my fingers are going to mess it up. Okay, that's nice and distressed. That's lovely. I'm going to do the edge of this. It's got kind of wobbly lines. It's not straight. It's got little dips, and it'd be nice to emphasize some of those with the gilding wax. Now, there's quite a few little lumpy bits on this, and they will take a while to dry. I think the answer really is I need to change my applicator. Can you see? It's really rather messy. So that's going to be thrown away. I'm going to get a clean one. I buy them from Amazon in a pack, and there's loads in there, and they're really, really inexpensive. So just let me see if I can just clean this up a little bit. Yes. Yeah. So the answer to that one is don't hang on to your applicators for too long. Keep them fresh. Okay. I'll just place this on the card front to see what the overall effect is. I think that was kind of going to do for what I want, in fact. So I will assemble the card, and the first thing I think is to give this one a bit of shape. So we will put some foam tape on this so we can foam tape the middle and put some glue on the edges. Let's see if I've got his position right. Not quite. I'm going to put a bit of glue on under his hand. There he is. Now we put some glue around the rest of him. Right, we'll pop him on. Now some glue on that tree. Now I think this might look rather nice on foam tape, so I'll do that. Okay, I did manage to get some dirty marks on there, as you may well notice, but I thought rather than put it on the back, I'd put it on the front and cover it with my panel. And there we go. It's a bit different, isn't it? But it was really fun to do. And I was pleased with the effect. You may not be able to see it too clearly on the film, but it is lovely. They're just a gentle texture. So there we go. A Gummiapan Christmas. We're looking forward to this year's Christmas calendar as well, the Advent calendar. So more fun to be had. So thanks ever so much for joining me. Thanks for subscribing, for giving the thumbs up, and come back and see me very, very soon.